Hi, and welcome back to Bookstage and Screen. We've got the wonderful author Dallas Lyons. Welcome to Bookstage and Screen, Dallas.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Now, you're here to talk about your new book. It's just been released not too long ago.
Yes, I am, yes.
Yes?
Well, I mean, you could be talking to us about your experience as a RAF serviceman.
Tripping over that X-ray.
Yes, slightly different. But tell us about this book. What is this
Guardians.
book?
Basically, it's the Night Guardians, protect us from all things scary. When my kids were younger, I used to tell them about a story about having guardians at night to protect them from things that go bump in the night. And I was sitting there one day and I thought, you know what, I could maybe make a book out of this. So I talked to Ali Walsh, who's a friend of my girlfriend's, who's also a publisher.
Yep.
And I spoke to her about the book and told her, look, basically it's kids who are scared of the dark and things in the cupboard and things that go bump.
Yep.
And a way for kids to deal with that, and an effective way. I've had good feedback on it. And also getting them to use their imaginations, which is always good for kids.
So basically this book was born out of you were trying to scare your children and you want to scare other children as well.
It worked for my kids, so I thought, you know what, it might work for other kids, and evidently it does, because, as I said, I've had some pretty good feedback on the Night Guardians Facebook page, but also just people my mother and I have spoken to have also given us good comments.
That's fantastic. And did you ever think of yourself as an author?
No, not yet.
Well, you are now.
Well, maybe a try-hard one, but look, I really enjoyed it. It is good fun.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing follow-up books over the next 6 to 12 months sort of thing, so I'll just wait and see how this goes, get a bit of a feel for it, learn the lay of the land, so to speak, and then, I'll be doing another one or two. And
is that a series from this particular book, or you're going to try something different?
No, it'll be a follow-on to this book. It'll more than likely at this stage it'll be called The Night Guardians 2, Dragons or Dragons of Mert.
Okay.
And again, it's just, I suppose you could say, an effective defensive measure for kids between 7 and 10 or 7 and 12 to help them sleep at night. So things that go bump, they can just laugh them off.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
And so in this particular story, it's about samurais, is that right?
Yes, that's their protectors. They go to a fair and meet an interesting old Japanese man who puts them onto a trick and a technique, and they employ that technique, and they wake up the next morning, they realise they've slipped through the night and weren't scared one bit. So it's basically about a samurai. I chose samurais because, as a kid, looking at samurais, they always looked fairly awesome to me. You know, very big and buff and with their swords and helmets. I thought, you know what, if you had someone protecting you, that's probably who you want to have.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, that is good. So are there any plans to have more children to help give you more ideas for books, or where are we at?
No, that's a good point. One of my daughters who's 10, Matilda, her teacher read it to the class yesterday. And I actually thought, you know what, if I went and had a few Q&As with students, you know, in that age range 7 to 12, they might come up with some weird and wonderful ideas for me that I might be able to pick their brains a little bit and come up with something. So that is something that's been in the back of my mind.
Well, that's a great idea. Yeah, get them to do all the work for you.
Exactly. You know, if they come up with the formats, I'll just piece it together and, give them due credit for it. And, but it is something I have been thinking about.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And we have had Ali into our studio, and what's it been like, the experience working with her?
Yeah, it's been really good. As I was saying earlier, Ali's best friends with my girlfriend. So I sort of knew her before I actually ventured into this field. It's been good. I'm actually at Ali's house right now.
Oh, okay. So, is she holding up cards for you? I'm just joking.
No, she's fretting, walking around, scratching her head, red face like a worried mother or something like that.
Well, she is a great champion of people wanting to publish their own stories, so it's great to have her out there. And also, once you have published it, to also publicise it for you, get to...
Yeah, well, they have, it's alisbooks.com. They've got publicists, editors and all the rest, and I suppose the whole thing with the little company is anybody who wants to write a book, there's a book in everyone, as she often says. And it's really just for people who don't know how to get published or don't want to go to the big book houses and all the rest of it, to contact her and say, hey, look, I've got this idea, what do you think about it? And she can weigh it up from there. And more often than not, through her website, these books eventuate.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thanks so much for coming on and talking to us about this today. We're glad to hear that there's some sequels in the making.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful. And is there anything where we can, as you said, you mentioned we can go to Ali's Publishing to buy your book?
Ali'sBooks.com,
yeah.
Or the Night Guardians have got their own Facebook page where they can be it can be checked out and reviews can be checked, and it can be ordered through there also.
Beautiful. Well, that sounds wonderful. We'll put those links up on our Facebook page, and we thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Dallas.
Cheers.
Bye.